WJLA TV. Now from News 7, your 24-hour news source. Mike Hambrick, Susan King, Jeff Gilbert weather, Rene Knott sports. This is News 7 at 6.
FBI agents are headed to this city in western Pakistan. It's the hometown of the man wanted in the shootings of 5 people outside CIA headquarters in Northern Virginia. Good evening, I'm Mike Hambrick.
And I'm Susan King. Well, as the worldwide manhunt for Mir Kanzi entered its 3rd day, local police searched vehicles for possible clues.
Meanwhile, News 7's Jim Clark has uncovered a series of new details about the man wanted for last month's shooting spree. Jim joins us from our newsroom. What can you tell us about these new details?
Well, Mike, the 28-year-old Pakistani man wanted in the shooting of CIA employees at Langley 2 weeks ago is said to have slept in his Pakistani home as recently as 4 days ago. The home is in the city of Quetta, a one-time weapons and supply depot for Afghanistan guerrillas. A Pakistani journalist has told News 7 that Mir Kanzi was seen at his family home in Pakistan 4 days ago. Seen in the city of Quetta, where he was known as the son of one of the city's wealthiest families. Kanzi's father owned the city's best-known hotel. We spoke by phone this afternoon with journalist Amir Bhatti, a reporter with Pakistan's largest daily newspaper. He told me Kanzi spent last Saturday and Sunday with his family.
He was here. He stayed here I think two nights. Between 5th and 6th February and 6th and 7th February.
He said he told his family he was visiting for 1 or 2 nights and then was returning to America.
Yeah.
Other Pakistani journalists told Pakistani-American journalist Zahid Hamidi Kanzi had been a CIA operative during the Soviet-Afghanistan war.
Widespread rumors was an operative of CIA, and he visited Afghanistan during Afghanistan war several times from Quetta to.
For the CIA? That is the rumor?
It is believed so.
FBI officials say there's no evidence to support that.
There has been no indication throughout the investigation of any connection with the CIA at this time.
Now, meanwhile, FBI officials are suggesting that all reports of Kanzi's links to the CIA be treated with a healthy measure of skepticism. One reason the city of Quetta has long been one of spies, intrigue, and disinformation. Mike, Susan?
Jim, what made this Pakistani stand out in a city of 300,000?
It's a good question. One reason is that he was one of the sons of one of the wealthiest families there. His father owned the oldest and best-known hotel in the city. He was a big-time developer and a big-time landowner, and as so often is the case of children of such folks, he was well known.
Jim Clark live in our newsroom this evening. Thank you, Jim. Susan?
Well, a forecast for more cold weather overnight has prompted D.C. government to order more shelter space open for the homeless tonight. But as News 7 Sam Ford reports, an increasing number of homeless women are being told there is nothing the district can do for them.
20-year-old Dion Timmons says she was living with her grandmother. But last November, her grandmother died. And last Thursday, Timmons says she and the children, ages 4 to 11 months, were evicted from the grandmother's house. Problem is, the city's shelter system has nowhere to place them.
For the last month, we've been running at least an average of between 35 and 40 families seeking shelter every day, and only having 3 to 5 available spaces in order to make those placements.
If it's a hypothermia night, that is, the temperature is expected to fall to at least 32 degrees, they'll be bused for sleeping at least to shelter buildings. For families in shelters, the situation is the same as it is for single men. When the shelter shuts down at 7 o'clock in the morning, the mother and her children have to do something with themselves until it reopens at 7 o'clock at night.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, we get up. They bring us here between 7 and 8. We sit down here till 6 o'clock, and they take us back to Hanging Home.
So these kids have to be on the street all day?
Either we go somewhere, either you go to my house and sit, or you sit inside the building or go wherever you want to go until 6 o'clock when the van comes to pick you up to take you back to Hanging Home.
The administrator here says families are not supposed to be sitting around the administration building, that it's no place for children to be playing. But it seems city workers often ignore the rules. In Southwest, I'm Sam Ford, News 7.
Well, the shelter system administrator says with 780 families currently in the system, they are telling new applicants to, quote, return to your previous situation.
This item just in. A man police say was driving a stolen car was shot late this afternoon in Prince George's County. He's being medevaced to Prince George's Hospital Center. Details are sketchy right now, but the person who was driving this red Honda on St. Barnabas Road was shot. Police say a parked police officer spotted the car, thought it was stolen, ran a check, and called for assistance. The driver was stopped, tried to flee, but his car jumped the curb. PG County Police blocked his way, and that's when the shots were fired. Police say a gun was recovered from the car. We'll have more on that story as the information comes in.
Well, we have a warning for you tonight. It could be a difficult rush hour tomorrow for some Washington area commuters. Jeff Gilbert is up next, and he's going to tell us why. Also ahead, the I-Team tries to get some answers from district officials about their plans to find more parking. And in sports tonight, our prep athlete is star gymnast who is fighting back from a very painful injury. We'll be right back.
Something strange happens to do-it-yourselfers when they see one of our new Hechinger home project centers. Is it the enormous kitchen and bath display? The hundreds of power tools, 5,000 doors, the new lawn and garden center. Whatever it is, two big new Hechinger home project centers open this Saturday in Dale City and Annandale. And do-it-yourselfers will finally have a place to get serious.
At Conran's Habitat, the only thing more embarrassing than running a sale is running one of these tawdry President's Day affairs. However, now you'll save up to 50% on furniture. This fine $1,000 couch can be had for only $4.99. This comfy sleeper, regularly $1,200, now only $6.99. And take home as much dinnerware as you can carry for 10 to 50% off. We might as well be giving this stuff away. So there you have it, up to 60% off the world's finest housewares and home furnishings at the Conran's Habitat President's Day sale. It's all too embarrassing.
Mazda is on the move for President's Day with terrific values throughout our entire line of sedans, like the Mazda 626, with more interior room and one of the best warranties in its class. Now you can lease a Mazda 626 DX for only $199 per month. So see us now, because Mazda's on the move to make President's Day your day. Get a great lease on a 626 at your Mazda dealer now.
Love's in bloom at Giant with savings on fresh-cut boxed long-stem roses at $21.99 a dozen. Give the gift of love from your nearby Giant flower shop.
This weather report is brought to you by Shoppers Food Warehouse.
Jeff Gilbert standing by his forecast.
I think the key to what you said going into the break is some commuters.
Oh, some commuters.
Very few commuters.
Oh, I like him better, but we wanted to get their attention.
Out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, maybe we did that.
We got it right.
No, but that's the fact of it. North and west of the city, maybe a little freezing rain very early in the morning, but I think even for you folks, by the time rush hour comes around, should be looking pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, let's go out and take a look at it now. Speaking of looking good, we had another great day, and in fact, we're at 46 degrees now, which is still above the normal high temperature. Our high today reached into the 50s. We have 60% humidity now, but the winds are beginning to pick up. They're gusting out of the east to 24, and that's creating a wind chill of 29 degrees. Our high today, looking at the almanac, was indeed 52 at National Airport. Normally, we'd only see 45, and there you see the record highs and lows, 76 and way down to 15 below back in 1899. Let's take a look first off at the national satellite picture. It's in motion for you. And, of course, your eyes go right here. The massive storm system in the Midwest right now, bringing snows to sections like Indiana, up into Illinois, forecast heavy snows into Pennsylvania. But for us, just like we've been saying all along, I think mainly just a rainstorm and some high winds tonight and in the morning, and that'll be about it. Let's take a look at the national radar picture for you, and you can see where the precipitation is right now. Some heavy storms and thunder showers down through the panhandle of Florida, but then as you get up into Georgia and sections of North and South Carolina, they die down to just heavy rain showers, and in fact, that's what we'll be seeing, and then the snows and the freezing rains are spread out back north and west of that. For us, tomorrow, here's the way it looks. A double low-pressure system beginning to set its self up. That means winds from the south, and as they come in here, of course, they are the milder winds. The temperatures will be high enough where we should just have rain from this. There's a possibility north and west of the city could start out as a little bit of freezing rain or sleet rain mix, that type of thing, but it will all turn over into rain, and by rush hour, everybody should just be dealing with rain. So that's the good news for you tomorrow morning. As far as temperatures go tomorrow, in fact, they'll be going up right back up into the 40s, with probably 40s over the weekend as well. Here's how the forecast looks for the Washington area tonight. That rain will be developing, but probably not until after midnight. 34 to 37 for a low. And then for tomorrow, expect plenty of rain and also a lot of wind. In fact, some of that rain could be heavy in the mornings. Morning hour, 35 to 40, tapering off to drizzle in the afternoon. And at this point, the weekend doesn't look bad at all. Some leftover drizzle Saturday morning, 45 to 50 for a high. And as we go into Sunday, it's looking pretty good. And by next Tuesday, maybe a little bit of rain back in here with cooler temperatures.
But no significant snow out of all that.
Nice for those planning a long weekend, too.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, the district's parking problems could be costing the city big bucks in lost business.
And the News 7's I-Team is going to tell us why when we come back. Fascinating series. Always back.
We have no parking in this area. And it's really like I'm battle weary now. I am tired of fighting the city.
Shoppers Food Warehouse buys fresh from the source, and we pass the savings on to you. Our beautiful produce departments are filled with farm fresh produce, and everything is total warehouse price. And warehouse prices like Breyer's ice cream, Breyer's Light, or frozen yogurt, $2.22. Tidy Scoop scented cat litter, $2.07. And Wampler Longacre fresh boneless chicken breast, $2.17 a pound. Fresh from the source at Shoppers, your savings store.
All the hits, all the time. Blockbuster Video. We're taking you to the movies so you can bring the good times home. Everything you want to see, no matter who you are, we got your favorite star. All the hits, all the time. Blockbuster Video. All the movies that you want to find. All the hits, all the time. Blockbuster Video. Bring the good times home.
I love this place. They don't call me Mac because I drive this truck, and they don't call me Big because I like small portions. So when they said, Big Mac, you got to try this new double Supreme burger, I was all mouth. See, anybody can fry up a couple of burgers, but Burger King flame broils those babies. You pile on the pickles, the lettuce, the cheese, and that Thousand Island sauce. All right. Now that this Big Mac can get a double Supreme burger down at Burger King, I just might have to change my name.
It's your way, right away.
Run to Burlington Coat Factory's wild and crazy Washington's Birthday Sale for hundreds of items at giveaway prices. The entire stock of men's and ladies' famous label fall and winter sweaters, none higher than $14.95. Men's down jackets marked way down to $39.95. Ladies' ski pants in great colors, only $14.95. Great-looking jog suits, an incredible $29.95. And there's lots more at Burlington Coat Factory's Washington's Birthday Sale, now through Monday.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If you don't bring a Baskin Robbins ice cream cake, we're through.
Order your Valentine's cake at Baskin Robbins now.
Well, where there's a will, there is a way. Many business owners say that old adage applies to the D.C. parking situation. They claim if city officials wanted to fix it, they would.
Well, the I-Team has learned many businesses are leaving D.C. for the suburbs where parking is easier. City officials are more responsive to their needs in the suburbs. Reporter Laure Quinlivan joins us now with her version of A Tale of Two Cities.
Or at least a city and a county. Many retailers and restaurant owners say D.C. officials are doing nothing to solve the parking problem. But there's a whole different attitude just a few miles out of town. Tonight we show you how Montgomery County makes parking a top priority.
This one would be the most beautiful patio in Washington area, not Bethesda, Washington area.
Luigi Tritino is excited. He's opening a new cafe. It's going in right next to Positano's, Luigi's Italian restaurant here in Bethesda, Maryland. His many customers include President and Nancy Reagan. Luigi says he originally hoped to locate his new cafe in Washington, D.C., but when he scouted locations, he found a big problem.
The parking just scared me away. How they're done about the parking is terrible.
Luigi knows that there are plenty of municipal garages here in Bethesda where his customers can park. And he's confident that if he does have a parking problem, Montgomery County's parking chief will get right on it.
I'm going to put this as complete, but as this occurs, just let us know.
This is the monthly meeting of Bethesda Business Owners Action Group. Montgomery County Parking Chief Joe Tracy is always here to address any parking problems business owners bring to his attention.
A number of the merchants were having a problem with deliveries, particularly early on in the morning.
Tracy recently changed the parking meter regulations on this street to accommodate Luigi and some other restaurant owners.
10:30, nobody's allowed to park but suppliers, see? And now we are getting our fresh supplies.
So you actually listen to these business owners?
Oh, we have to. That's why we're in business.
It's quite a contrast to the way D.C. parking officials work with businesses. D.C. business owners say they don't meet with the parking chief and they don't even get phone calls returned. In Montgomery County, half the revenue from parking fines is invested in creating more parking. In D.C., all the fine money goes to the general fund. Montgomery County has built 14 garages and 32 lots. D.C. has built none.
There's no parking.
Celine Zaytoun owns a restaurant in D.C. He says he loses customers every day because of parking.
It's amazing. They do not work with us on that.
Celine and other merchants have tried to convince D.C. officials to build a parking garage in Woodley Park, on the corner where this empty building sits. But Celine says parking officials have not responded.
I am tired of fighting the city.
Lynn Skynier says she plans to leave her Adams Morgan location and move her furniture store to the suburbs. The reason? No parking.
I'd like to meet with Ms. Skynier. I would like to talk with her. I'd like to have our parking people talk with her, and I think we can work something out.
Betty Francis is D.C.'s top parking official. She claims she's created more than 1,000 new on-street parking spaces in D.C. She showed us some.
In the Adams Morgan area, we found about 160 spaces.
Meanwhile, a block away, business owners gather in hopes that Betty Francis will finally agree to meet and talk with them. They would love to talk to you. They're at Lynn Skynier's store, and they were really hoping you could stop by and just talk to them for 5 minutes.
I would love to talk with them, and I have, in fact, called Mrs. Skynier to set up a meeting. My time schedule today just really won't permit it.
She's been pressed for time ever since that she has been confirmed. We have been trying to see her. We have made phone calls. She's always pressed for time.
Betty Francis then changed her story to us, claiming her staff had phoned Lynn Skynier, but Lynn had never returned the call.
I'm sorry, but that's not true. I mean, that's an outright lie. I hate to say that, but it's not true at all.
And finally, what does Mayor Kelly say about parking? She ignored 2 months of repeated requests for an interview, so we approached her after a press conference 2 weeks ago.
I do think I have a definitive statement that can speak to that. Why don't you let me, we have something that we've been working on with our folks in economic development to try to deal in part with the issue of public parking. And so why don't you just give me, why don't we come up with time, Veda? You think we can do it at the end of this week?
I'll talk to you.
All right.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, I apologize for the delay.
And we are still waiting to hear from the mayor. We did call again this afternoon, and once again, no one was available to talk with us. A public relations person from parking did finally talk with Lynn Skynier last Saturday, and he promised her she will get a meeting with Betty Hager Francis. She's still waiting, too, Mike and Susan.
A lot of waiting, a lot of bobbing and weaving there.
Yeah, right.
Why don't the private parking developers put in a garage or a lot in the neighborhoods that need them?
Well, the big-time parking magnates say it's not cost-effective for them to go in, and the smaller operators say they've been trying, but once again, they can't seem to get any phone calls returned from city officials who they need help from.
Well, if the mayor's been watching this, I would think she'd return your call, because it certainly has caught a lot of people's interest. What are you doing tonight at 11?
Well, we think we saved the best for last. We've got tips tonight on how you can get out of, avoid, or beat your ticket. So you'll want to miss, don't want to miss that one.
We certainly want to see that one. And we will. See you tonight, Laurie. Thank you.
Well, we should tell you what's coming up next. ABC News is up in 10 minutes, and they're going to have more on the Lufthansa hijacking and the president's pick tonight for Attorney General, and more.
Coming up on World News Tonight, inner-city hospitals need nurses. Inner-city residents need jobs. On the American agenda, how one hospital has solved both problems by recruiting its neighbors and training them for careers in nursing.
But up next right here, we've got sports and a prep athlete who is making a courageous comeback.
And the Ryan Express prepares for a farewell tour. We'll be back in a moment.
Presenting fresh Florida honey tangerines. They're every zing a snack should be. So tantalize zing, energize zing, so refresh zing. Fresh Florida honey tangerines. So sweet, so juicy, so easy to eat. And every bite'll make you wanna...
Look for fresh Florida honey tangerines featured this week at all giant food stores.
Honey tangerines, fresh from Florida. They're every zing a snack should be.
There are hundreds of bargains at Levitz Washington's birthday sale. For example, for only $899, you can purchase this queen-size pier wall group that includes headboard, lighted bridge, mirror, and 2 pier units. And you can take your pick of a free dresser or chest of drawers. Plus, you pay no money down with no payments until May and no finance charges if paid in full by the May due date.
You'll love it at Levitz.
The legend of the Colonel's rotisserie gold is the talk of Lake Edna. You should hear what they're saying about the deep marination, the slow roasting, that special blend of herbs and spices, and the golden brown color. But 5-year-old Allie put it best when she said, the Colonel's rotisserie gold in quarters, halves, and wholes. At KFC, we do chicken right.
Okay, so you're the young, adventurous type. Get a legendary Jeep Wrangler at this low price. When you're ready for more room, consider the affordable classic Jeep Cherokee. And when you've reached the top, may we suggest an award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee or Grand Wagoneer? There's a Jeep vehicle with your name on it. See your dealer to find out which one.
So big news in baseball.
Ryan Express coming to a halt here.
Toot. Yeah, you know, it's been a wonderful career for Nolan Ryan, but he's in his mid-40s. Time to
so what?
Keep the ball. I knew it was
well spoken.
Well spoken.
Thank you so much.
Let the farewell tour begin. Nolan Ryan, who's destined for baseball's Hall of Fame, says he's throwing his last pitch this season after 28 years in the big leagues. When you talk pitching the fastball, Ryan's name is always at the top of the list. No one has struck out more batters than Ryan. He holds the career record with 5,668. Ryan has also tossed a record 7 no-hitters. Ryan, who plays for the Rangers, broke into the majors back in 1966 with the Mets. Well, the road is being very, very good to the Washington Bullets. The team is undefeated so far on their 12-day, 7-game road swing, picking up a second straight win last night at Dallas. Guard Michael Adams made the play of the game with his assist here to Buck Johnson off the fast break. Take a look at the Adams move one more time. He took the ball behind his back twice before giving it up to Johnson for the slam. The Bullets won it 110-102. Washington is at San Antonio tonight. The drought is over for George Washington. After 10 years and 21 games, GW beat Temple last night. Dirk Searles led the way with 23 points, 3 right there off the three-pointer. The big freshman, Yinka Dare, had a hand in on the victory. Look at him attack the boards here and throw down the jam with authority. George Washington won it 75-72. One of the better assets an athlete can have is determination. The belief that one day they're going to reach a lifelong goal. Today's Midas Prep Athlete of the Week has been a model of determination, focusing on a desire to be a gymnast. Our Monica Pellegrini has more.
At just 14 years of age, Merritt Noble is already fulfilling a lifelong dream of being the best gymnast she can be. That's a goal she had since the tender age of 2.
How did you know you wanted to be a gymnast at 2?
I didn't. My mom put me in there because I had so much energy at home. So she decided to put me in gymnastics because she saw a commercial on TV.
But Noble, who just won the district all-around competition for Herndon High last weekend, saw her rising status in the gymnastics world come to a halt 2 years ago. After finishing in the top 10 in the nation, Merritt suffered several serious injuries to her back, knees, and wrist. It put her out of action for almost a year.
I always did conditioning at home, stretched out, watched gymnastics competitions on TV, and the Olympics was last year, which helped a lot, just watching Kim Zemeska and everybody do it again.
But when she got the go-ahead to go back to the gym, there were some unexpected changes.
Oh, I grew 5 inches, and I don't want to tell you how much weight I gained.
But now Merritt is determined to keep this petite 5'3" frame injury-free.
Your teammates tell me that you go through some sort of meditation before each event. Tell me about that.
Before each event, I lay down straight on the floor, point my toes, and put my arms behind my head. And I go through my routine and do it perfectly so that I'm ready for my competition.
Merritt is thankful she has a second chance at something that's not just a sport to her, it's a way of life.
I couldn't live without it.
For the Midas Prep Athlete of the Week, Monica Pellegrini, News 7 Sports.
You know, a lot of athletes these days are using visualization to get them through their careers and everything else.
I've been using it to get through newscasts lately. Thanks.
Well, that's your secret. Yeah. Still, I had an update on a love story that, well, it went bust.
Yeah, but first, we got to look at Black History Month calendar. We'll be right back.
You need your brakes fixed, but your car dealer couldn't take you today? What's stopping you? Midas can fix your brakes right the same day you bring in your car. You need brakes, but you're worried about cost? What's stopping you? Right now, get 25% off Midas quality brake shoes or pads. You need brakes? What's stopping you? 25% off Midas brake shoes or pads. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Your brakes can't wait. Midas today.
New Roy's Roasters. We marinate them, cover them in herbs and spices, baste them with a honey glaze, and slow roast them until they're golden. So, what are you taking home for dinner? A one-of-a-kind place for a one-of-a-kind taste.
Okay, I'm looking for a new Toyota, and this guy on TV says...
Cold, hard cash savings at Toyota. It means cars with option package savings up to $1,500.
What about that big T100 truck?
Cold, hard cash savings means tough Toyota trucks with factory-to-dealer incentives worth hundreds.
I could save $1,800? What could be better?
If you act now, there's no money down and no payments for 90 days. See your Toyota dealer for cold, hard cash savings today.
It's a dating show like you have never seen. Ex-wives and ex-husbands fixing each other up. How was the date? Her ex found her a man that she really likes a lot.
I would like to do it again.
You would? Okay, super good.
Are you a little jealous?
What happens when your ex tries to pick out your date? On the next Oprah.
Friday at 4 p.m. on Channel 7.
The Ross store-wide clearance. Prices have been reduced dramatically throughout the store. Great savings for men, women, and kids. The Ross store-wide clearance, now.
Some loves can stand the test of time, but in the case of Stanley Logsdon, Cupid's arrow must be broken. Last week, we told you about the Chicago man who flew to Richmond to find the woman he met and fell in love with some 50 years ago. But Mabel Thompson wasn't so enamored. We've learned this week she told him to take the next plane back to the Windy City. The two met in Richmond in the 40s during his days as a Navy man. I'm not surprised. He said she was fatter and older.
Yeah.
Hey, out of there.
Why did she hang around for so long? We'll be back at 11 tonight. See you then. Good night.
Mimi, Woody, Saxon, Dales, Lord and Taylor, Bloomingdale's, Talbot, Streets, and Red, McNally, Bailey, Banks, and Biddle, Valley, California, Pizza, Roy's, County, Seaton, KB, Toys, Preachers, Great Outdoors, Montana's, Long John, Silver's, Luciano's, Nordstrom, Weedle, Learning, Smith, Aveda, and Elizabeth, Amanda, Hyman, Holiday, Frederick, Sexy, Lingerie, and Taylor, Spencer's, Gift Express, Imaginarium, and Gas, Ticketmaster has your ticket, Lee has ice cream, you can lick it, Baby, Gap, and Shoes, and Lana, Tea, Salana, Nana, Nana.
We've got a mall, Tyson's Corner Center, where the stores are.
Goodbye, old Regal. Hello, new Regal. The 1993 Buick Regal sedan. This story isn't unusual. There's a real love affair between Buick owners and their automobiles. And the latest J.D. Power & Associates initial quality study ranks Regal sedan as the best car in its price class.
Temple, Bell Motor Company, Rosenthal, and Wrights Buick.
Honey, the way you burned that chicken fricassee, ooh, that was just perfect. And those artichoke hearts with a hot fudge sauce, simply scrumptious. And who could forget that butterscotch pepperoni souffle and the brownies with the garlic cloves stuck in them? Yummy.
Why is chock-full nuts the coffee that complements any meal? Maybe it's the beans.
The apple pie with the stewed tomatoes, I'm in heaven.